What's going on, friends? I hope you're doing great and thank you for tuning into another video. What you're going to see right here is some clips of a game of Hardpoint on the map Crossroads Strike, and I'm using the Bullfrog, which is part of my CQB class, which, as I'm sure you saw by the title, I will be talking about more. This video is going to be a little bit different. Now this goes mostly for people who I play with, but they ask me every now and again what kind of setups I use, what kind of weapon attachments, things like that. So I figured I would try making a video showing you one of my classes. This video is going to focus more on the class setup than the weapon, because I regularly change out weapons or attachments every now and then. And even though I might change out the weapons of my classes, the role that I play using whatever weapon that is typically remains the same, and so do the attachments for the most part. So the way I run my classes is role based, like I said earlier. I have CQB, or Close Quarters Battle, Assault, Heavy, Designated Marksman, and Sniper. And then for each of those I have a SF or Special Forces version, which is pretty much just made for sneaking around instead of like direct action. So the purpose of my CQB class is mostly for objective play. So 9 times out of 10 in any game mode other than TDM, you have an objective that's going to bring you in close proximity to the enemy team. This is especially true for modes like Hardpoint, like in this gameplay and domination. And with me being a die-hard objective player, this is one of my most useful classes. So like I said, the focus here isn't on the weapon but the role itself. And with this being my CQB class, I'm only ever going to use an SMG with it. In this case, specifically for this class, I actually haven't deviated from the Bullfrog at all since I unlocked it. And that's mostly for one reason. It's got a huge magazine by default, which is great for hot moments like you see in this gameplay when you're on objectives, and I didn't want to really have to waste an attachment slot on a bigger magazine if I ever felt like I needed that. As you can also see, I have the Gallo or Gayo, however you say that shotgun name, the freaking Spaz 12. I have the Spaz 12 equipped, and I actually just put it on right before this game, but spoiler alert, I never actually use it. I decided to give it a try, being that it's a close quarters class, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. Before I had the 1911, and I rarely ever use that either, so I'm thinking about just running a combat knife as a secondary. The reason behind that is because mostly on this class I always run some type of fast mag attachment, and I would just reload instead of swapping weapons. For my tactical on this class, it shouldn't be much of a surprise that I use stems. And being in as much direct action as I am when I'm playing this, a stem is pretty much a necessity to, kind of help me get back in the fight as soon as possible. For my lethal, I wouldn't ever dream of using anything other than C4 on this class. C4, in my opinion, is by far the best close range lethal that you can have. Yes, flak jacket does make it an absolute nuisance at times, but that's another talk for another day. But I absolutely love C4. My field upgrade is probably pretty obvious, just like the stem, but playing objective is almost impossible without a trophy system. These things have saved my life more than I can count. For perk 1, I run flak jacket, and just like the trophy system, this perk saves me so much headache when I'm playing objectives. And no, I'm not like some people who use it to go sit in a guard tower on cartel. Anyways, for perk 2, I use Gearhead. I love this thing. I wouldn't ever really think about changing this one out either. And being that I'm very reliant on trophies on this class, it allows me to get them faster and also keep a spare one in the event that one goes out, or for example when the hardpoint moves to another location. Gung Ho is my perk 3. This class is based around speed and aggression, so it comes in handy in a lot of situations. One thing that I think it does that isn't mentioned in the description is I feel like it allows me to throw out my trophies, my field upgrades quicker. I haven't really compared side by side, but I think it does. And when you combine that with the trophy system, you pretty much got peanut butter and jelly, the holy combination. For my wild card, I use Danger Close. This is extremely helpful on this class for a couple of reasons. The first one being that I don't have scavenger, so the extra ammo pretty much guarantees that I'm never gonna run dry before I die and respawn. Secondly, having 2 C4 makes me feel like a freaking god sometimes. Sadly, with Flak Jacket, like I said, even 2 C4 won't kill an enemy outright, which I'm hoping they patch because that's a little ridiculous. But you know, if you hit your enemy with just 1, you can bang them up good enough to jump in there and finish them off with your primary weapon. As I wrap it up, I do want to say thank you for the comments on my last video. You may or may not see the reminders, but I made a goal to get 5 comments from different viewers on my latest 3 videos, and you guys absolutely knocked it out on the last one, so let's see if we can keep it up. I have a little something prepared for you guys once we get to our goal. Like I said earlier, I decided to try something new and show you guys a little bit about how I play, and depending on how this video goes, I do of course have all the rest of my classes that I can go over with you guys if that's something that you would like to see more of. I also thought about perhaps making some guides on the actual applications of these classes and also maybe even some weapon setup, so please let me know what you think about all of this down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the setup video and the game of Hardpoint, leaving a thumbs up will let me know and help this video get out to other awesome people just like you. To see more of my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button with the bell icon, which will let you know when I upload again. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back sometime.